Welcome. Shout out to Luke Cornett, man. Doing the damn thing. Just had to shout my man out. Topic right now. Welcome to Celtics B Ball'n. Before I forget, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, drop a comment, tell a friend. And so, welcome to Celtics B Ball'n. We came back home. Six road win streak. That ain't bad. Say the best in Celtics history. We be like that, you feel me? But that's not even what I came to talk about briefly. Came to give the props to our other team, the Maine Celtics. They made it to the playoffs consecutively for the second time, which means consecutively. Made it back to back to the playoffs, man. I'm proud of them. I believe last year I might have watched probably about the same amount of games, but this year I was a little more in tuned to the progress and what was going on. At one time, after, and like I said, shout out to them. They made it to the playoffs. Shout out to Drew Davison. I believe, according to a couple sources, he got the G League MVP. So shout outs to him. He been balling. Every time I see that cat, he been balling. That's why I know when I see him on the big stage, I'm like, the only thing that there's gonna be a knock, but there's a lot of players that's 6'1" that find their niche in the league, you know. So they're saying, I believe this will be his third year in the G League. And according to, I believe, one of the announcers, the commentators, he could come back in the G League, but he wouldn't be able to, like, I'm not sure how it goes, but like how I understood, like, he could come back, but he would have to sign an NBA contract. And if anyone watching this knows anything more about it, you could, drop a comment and enlighten the audience more. That would be appreciative. But they say he could come back in the G League, but he would have to, like I said, be under an NBA contract. And he been doing this thing, yo. Said, we're playing tomorrow. We're playing, and funny thing, we're playing Rochester Knicks tomorrow at, we're playing at, I'm not sure in Rochester, I'm not sure, but we're not playing at home. So it's a away game in the playoffs. I was trying to see where we're playing besides, which is weird. It said we're playing on Tubi. I might be wrong, but it's one of those obscure platforms. I think it's Tubi, which is, I'm like, Tubi's free, so we could sign up for it and watch the game. But I'm assuming because it's the playoffs, it should be on like some type of ESPN or Fox or one of them things. So that's like the game is tomorrow. So hopefully I might be able to get more information besides it's on Tubi. And don't quote me on that, but I believe they said it's Tubi. And this is me just trying to find out today. Thing is that Tubi and Amazon Prime, whoever got those. Amazon, you have to pay Amazon Prime. I believe you have to sign up, pay for it some way. I'm not sure if you have the account. I'm not sure how it goes. I believe if you have an Apple account, or if you have like T-Mobile or some like Verizon or whatever, some of those cell services, they give you an account. I know T-Mobile does. They had one for like, I think Hulu was like a couple years ago, which was wild because I was paying for Hulu and I didn't even know it was available to me because no one told me. People don't tell you things. That's why you just gotta find out things for yourself if you really want to know. But back to the Maine Celtics. So they finished third in the conference. So the first game, which was yesterday, we mopped these cats. Before I forget, it was Oklahoma Blue that we played last year in the finals, the G League finals. They got us 2-1. I think matter of fact, let me look down. Let me see. It doesn't give the score, but it's last year we played the first game which was later. Well, this was the finals, but it should be probably later because if today's the first, I know these games go by pretty quick, and which was pretty dope. According to the records, it was like depends how because we, like I said, we finished third in the conference. If we were the highest seed, I believe we would have got a bye. So it was like play in. It was like basically the one and done. Well, it was a one and done. I'm trying to figure the new NBA format, like, you know, when you like the 10 seed or something, and I don't even know. I think you still get 2 games, which is so weird. I'm going off topic again, but this is someone please catch me up, because even the 10th seed, I believe. No, okay, so I think it's the 10th and 11th. I'm trying to think how it makes sense. So it's the 11th seed. They don't have they're basically, if they get beat, they're done. So I think it's the 10th. I could be totally wrong. Like I said, I think it's the 10th and 11th who play, and then if the 11th seed lose, they're out of here. But if I think they're out of here. But if the 10th, I'm not sure. I'm confusing myself trying to think about it. But let me know, cause I'll be trying to find out. It's a dope. Like, people don't like it, but I like it, especially if it's one of your teams, like say top 2 in your conference, the East and the West. You're gonna have a week off. Like last year, I was really worried about like having all those games off, because basically every round we had like a week off, and then we came back like fresh. But I'm off the topic. But basically, it was that one and done. We played it yesterday, and it was who we played. It was the team out of Washington. It was the Go-Go's. It was something Go-Go's. Trying to find out. But whoever team was, I'm scrolling. So it was the Capital City Go-Go's. And it doesn't say Go-Go's. It says Capital City Go-Go. But it's more than one of them. So I don't know sure or you would have pronounced it. But they came out the gate smoking. They did like a real good job. Like cause like couple games, which was more like last year. That's why I'm saying they have growth this year compared to last year. Because a lot of times, the games I watched, although they came back, obviously they made the finals, but a lot of times their first quarters were shaky. They had like slow starts, like how the season before, not last season when the Celtics won, but season before when we was coming out like sluggish, like a couple of times, like we had that this year when we was losing like every other game, or winning every other game, if that meant more sense. But we had like sluggish starts the first quarter, but we got that rectified. So basically that's what I was seeing last year, and not so much this year. The last game I watched, which was funny, no, when I thought we was playing them, but we played them. That was the game previous, how I'm trying to say, the team we played when I watched it, was a back-to-back for me. But they had no games on TV. And that team, that the last game we watched, or that I've seen on NBA, whatever, G League, whatever, or ESPN. Forgive me, I'm fumbling, but I'm getting it together because I'm trying to think as I'm saying things. But which is what people do. No, I'm losing my train of thought. But I was just basically saying I'm proud of them. I was worried about their slow starts, but they didn't. They came out the gates. That's what I was trying to say. The last game I seen before the playoffs, they had came out slow in the first quarter, and that's the game when the other team scored, I think, a season high. Like, let's see, I'm trying to think of the games. It was the same team, right? So when I seen them last, it wasn't the last game. We played the same team, but last game we watched, we beat them. But the time before that, and I could be mistaken because I'm trying to think back, but there was the same team that dropped like 150 something on us, and they was up on us like 30, 40. That's what we did yesterday. It wasn't the same team, but that's what I was like, oh, that was the same team, but it wasn't. The reason why I was trying to think about that team, why that game was a good game, or it was like one of those like, I wonder how this gonna go. So JD Rodman, hear the name Rodman, that's Dennis Rodman's son. So we picked him up from the capital city Go-Go's. That's a part of me from the whatever you said, the players. We picked him up from there, and so we picked him up. Yeah, I think it was in February. I had looked it up, so let me check. Oh, I think it was February when we picked him up, and since we picked him up, he been balling. He was averaging like low numbers, but after we picked him up, let me see, I'm scrolling too fast. I'm trying to like not have dead air and speak as I'm looking up information. Let's see, I'm struggling a little bit, but you see, I'm just not trying to just spit out just regular information. I'm trying to like, oh, so here we go. So, I said DJ Rodman, that's Dennis Rodman's son. We picked him up in January. He joined in January 3rd of this year. He played for the Capitals. He was averaging and it doesn't say the minutes. He just said over 6 games. He was averaging 2.7 points and 3.2 rebounds over the 6th game he had with the Capitals. That was before we picked him up, right? So after we picked him up, even that kind of like much, because I seen him play like a couple games. Like when they mentioned Rodman, I didn't like put it to piece. I didn't put like the name together, but the announcers, they got caught up. Shout out to the commentators, color guys or whatever them call themselves. They pretty cool dudes. They keep you informed. They have, and then like, I think like halftime, they get you informed of the players. So even if you don't like watch the whole season, if they get you pretty much, they give you a lot of details. So they get you pretty caught up and make you feel like, okay, I might have missed a couple games, but I know what's going on. They'll give you the highs and lows. They'll tell you, how the team going. But since Rodman joined, he's averaging, or was averaging for the season, 6.5. Say he was averaging 2.7 before. This is what I like. I look for points. If you have enough players or scorers, don't worry. I like rebounds and assists. So he came over, rebounds. Now he averaging almost 6. Averaging since he came over, from averaging 3.2 boards with them, he's getting almost 6, 5.8. Love that. The assists, he's averaging almost 2, 1.6. It doesn't say what minutes, but in the first game back when we got him, when they played his old team, he averaged a double. I'm not sure. It doesn't say if he started or not. But I remember watching that game, and he had 20 points and 12 rebounds. against his old team, and that was an overtime win. Oh, my bad. This is the team that spanked us. It was and I cannot pronounce it. I had it down, but I haven't seen. It was the Magic though. I'm gonna try it maybe 1-2 times. The Osolia Magics. That's who he had the double, the 20 and 12 on January 26th. So that's I'm trying to drop as much information. If you slow it down, I'm here like fumbling all I'm trying to say, but if you slow it down, you see the drip. Since he came over, he was balling, and yesterday he had a good performance, doing the damn thing. And I said he'd been instrumental to the team's success. We had an 8-game win streak in February, the best that was the best of the year. I think that tied or that surpassed the franchise. I think the previous one was 7. Don't quote me on that, but I believe when I come back next time, if I remember, I'm gonna look that up. But I believe that surpassed our most. It's either 6 or 7, but I believe 8 this year was our most in franchise history. So that was dope. I said we're growing as a squad, and these guys like Peterson, JD Davison, had been balling. Sharmayam. Oh my, the dude that did the Rondo move, Shireman. Now I was trying to think of his first Baylor Shireman. He was in the G League. I watched a couple games, so he got called up, and because of his performance, that's why I was like, it was the lights. Because when JD first came up, I watched him like in the G League. Even Emis Keita, he be balling in the now he got like more confidence. He's playing more slower. But when he first came up last year, excuse me, I'm just itching like my inner thigh. I'm like, oh, he's itching his butt. Like, I was not itching my butt. So forget y'all. He been balling. I haven't seen him in like the last couple of games. I've seen him up here on the Celtics, whatever, but I haven't seen him in Maine. So I'm wondering. I was thinking, if anything, because last year they was going back and forth. He played in the finals when we lost last year, and then they went up. So there was a lot of traveling last year, man. So I was like, these guys, they real professionals. I'm proud of them. But I haven't seen him. Like I said, I seen him on our bench, but I haven't seen him in the G League. So I'm wondering if that's some type of promotion. If I remember, I'll try to seek out some more information, and then I'll give it to all, if whoever want to know. Like me, you who interested. Because, like I said, they're on their way. Last year they lost in the finals. They're playing tomorrow to see if they could, and I believe, tomorrow's another, because they didn't say it was a series. I believe all the games are, now that I'm thinking, maybe I'm wrong, but that's why it wraps up so quick. I believe the finals is 3 games, but to get to the finals, if you got a good record, that's why that bye is so good. And I'm not sure if it's the first. I think it's the first. Yeah, because if we had won the first or second, we would have had byes. And so we was the 3rd seed. So the 1st, 2nd seed get the bye, and then the others, they play the do or dies. So I believe tomorrow's also a win or go home, which makes the game lit. And the way we've been performing, like I said, we went up 20 in the first quarter. It was 40-20. I believe the league got up to like over 30. I don't want to exaggerate. I know it was over 32, but just to say it was over 30 at one point. In the fourth quarter, the game was already a wrap, but I believe maybe they came to within 14, because at one point they did drop it down to like not single digits, but they was making a little push at the beginning of the fourth quarter, because the second quarter we only scored like 17. The third quarter, I believe we dropped like 27 or something like that. But the fourth quarter, they started off with a little push. So maybe that's when they got it down to like single digits. We won. I think they scored 115. Them mean the capital city. I'm scrolling. I'm trying to get the scores. When I scroll and find it, I'll let y'all know yesterday's score. But overall, they did real good. They started off the year shaky. If you seen last video, ended up finishing 21-13. They had a stretch. I couldn't find it. I was really, this is why I really want to look up and like, because this information, I like certain stats. But this shows like the growth. Because I said we started off shaky. We was at one point, before we went on the 8-game win streak, we was like maybe 6-9, 5-9. Went on the 8-win streak. There was a stat I want to see, and I don't want to. That's why I need these y'all fans. If you comment like, "Oh, I got you, homie," it was 16-2, because I know we went on a nice stretch, nice stretch. Because we finished. I believe we finished the year either 14-2, 14-16. It was like a dope comeback, because they could have like wrapped it up when they was like out of the playoffs, but they dug deep. You know what I mean? Pull up their straps. See, I don't know these old sayings, so I'll be trying to think of these old folk sayings. Although I'm an old cat, I got old fresh sayings. if that's something. But besides that, yo, I just want to look at the roster real quick. Shout out the roster. Like I said, Rodman been balling since he came over. Tristan, Tristan E. He's one of our forwards. I think he subs in for Drew Peterson's. He been balling. Miles Norris, I think he started off the game hot. He's the one that I think he started off the game like back-to-back threes. Balling. Shout outs to Philip Wheeler. He's another forward. Our centers, Banks the third, balling. Pippen balling. Cameron Warden. That's not how you say it. Wardens. He been balling. He protects the glass. He not been grabbing boards. So he been doing, like I said, that's one of our centers. Been doing the thing. So shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Drew Peterson. I'm not sure which source, but they said he got the Drew League MVP, and he deserved that. He averaged 25, basically. 20. Let me just give you what it says here: 24-9 per game, points per game, dishing out 9 assists per game, and almost giving you 2 steals, 1.5 per game. Balling. Drew Patterson, he actually led the team with almost 8, 7.9 per game. Drew, like you see him when he get hot. Next year, man, even in the playoffs, because what I like about Coach, he throughout the whole years from the beginning, even before guys been getting hurt, he been giving the young guys a lot of growth. He been letting them start here and there, letting them come off the bench. The only person that's like, so we have a cool team. The last game when we played Memphis, and I'm drawing blank on his name, but my man who used to play for Memphis, who haven't played like in 2 months, ended up starting, was bricking all over the place. He's only like basically disappointing of the season. He been hurt here and there, but every time when he comes off injury, he just be like, I don't know if the game like needs to slow back down for him, but he be doing some wild stuff. I'm still rooting for him. I'm trying to think of his name, but I can't at this moment. But like I said, it's the guy that we picked up from Memphis last year. He got to start. And basically it's because we're a cool team. We won the game, but I don't believe he even scored in that game. He might have played maybe between 15 and 20 minutes. I was out there like balling out. Al had like 30, 31, 32 minutes. I believe him and Al was subbing. Could be wrong. I really am trying to think of his name now. Before I said he's the only disappointment. Everybody else been. And I'll say disappointment because I expect so much from him. Is the gentleman who was guarding LeBron James when he was on Memphis, when Memphis played the Lakers, and he was basically shutting down LeBron James. And if y'all could go back and watch the tape, when Memphis played the Lakers, the cat that was that I shouldn't know his name right, but trying to think of his name before I come off, so at least could give you his name so you could at least look up who I'm talking about. But I say, if you go and look back at when we played Memphis, was it Monday? Look who started and look who used to play for Memphis. And that's who was giving LeBron fits a couple years back. That's why I expected him to do the thing. But even if you don't score, if he was doing good on defense, he would have stayed in the game more. But he just, I can't say he hasn't been pulling his weight. I know he tried last year. He was hurt. So I know at the beginning of the year, he going to have a slow start, but he haven't gave us nothing. Maybe he's a piece. I'm not sure of his contract. Maybe he's a piece that we gonna dump next year. Not wishing nothing bad, but if he ain't giving us nothing, we have to move on. And that's what it is. But like I said, shout outs to the Maine Celtics. They're in the playoffs for the second time, back to back, which is dope. Shout out all the roster players. Shout out to the coach. I believe he came on last year. Been doing the damn thing. So shout outs to you. Shout outs to Luke. Luke, you've been balling. You giving shout outs to defensive linemen, the left tackles, I believe. That's why I know your mindset different, because you've been getting clobbered in like That's the only way they allow you to get rebounds, yo. They ain't gonna let you just come in there all pretty. They've been jacking you up, and you've been still. So now I see your mindset definitely changed. I thought it was because KP came through, and that could be part of it. Y'all both like the same size, but Robert Williams was there. I'm sure y'all had battles back and forth. But whatever it was, man, I seen the differences last year. And this year, you've been balling out. Having like freaking career highs and rebounds. You've been balling out, my boy. I got to get up with my folks and see if he came around, because he's really a Luke Cornett hater. And I'll be asking him why. I'm like, he's a third string. He ain't playing like a third string now. He playing like a second string. But like basically, my man's who I'm talking about, he was supposed to basically, in my opinion, supposed to fill in like how Al comes in and fill in for KP. He's supposed to do that. But you see how much Men's Cornet been doing, and I so have to get off this because I did not mean to be on this long, but I don't mind talking to y'all, my Celtics folks, all the fans across the land, all the sports fans. I had a lot to talk about, but I was looking up stats, and so I could give it to you correctly. But shout out to the squad, man. Like I said, they're gonna be on and JD have six boards. 6'1", he getting 6 boards. So he gonna, if he ain't with us, I'm hoping. Because the only thing is we like a certain height. We like 6'6". Not say we don't have small players, but obviously we had Isaiah, and he's like 5'9". But we see what happened in the playoffs. He's not the main focus, so he can still do his thing. I gotta check this out. Saying that, I gotta see how tall Peyton Pritchard is, and see how that'll fit in with JD. But JD been getting minutes more so at the end of games, but before, like beginning of the season, a lot of times he was coming like crucial times. Like a lot of the guys, the rookies, the last year players, the only thing like been stopping us from even shattering more records is injuries. Drew had the thumb. KP missed some time. I'm thinking, I don't know. The game probably started just now, about to start. Jalen, I said before, he has certain games more that he has to play to get the certain amount of awards. I think he got in, he missed the last game. So I'm assuming he might play. If he don't play this game, I'll be kind of worried, because I'm assuming he could have played last game, which I didn't want him to play. I rather him, because he was moving kind of shaky. You could tell he wasn't moving the spry way like he usually do. But I'm thinking, and I said, if I checked this before, I would have known. But I don't know. But I'm assuming he'll play tonight. Okay, Jason Tatum. I thought Jason Tatum was gonna be out at least 3 games. I'm thinking that he probably would have came back maybe this week, last Monday. I was literally thinking he was gonna miss at least 1 game, just for precautions, which he did. I'm sorry, I think he might have missed 2. But the way he was moving pregame, and he was on the fence if he should or not. And I said I was definitely scared. Definitely scared. But once he started moving around, and they said, like I said, they reported that he had both shoes on, and he walked out. And I didn't see, no, he didn't have stay for, I want to say questioning. He didn't stay for his usual report. But if I say questioning, it sounds like some FBI thing. But JD been balling. Whole squad from Maine to you know what I mean, the home squad balling. Everybody, you know what I mean, show some love tomorrow for the Maine Celtics. I said they're back at it. I'm not sure of the time. I said I might be able to come back, but I'm really trying to find out how I could watch them like live, so I can find out, you know, because the games are entertaining. Other than that, Celtics B Ball'n. Another, you know what I mean, episode right at y'all. Appreciate y'all for taking your time out. Like, share, drop a comment, tell a friend. You know we do. Pretty soon, like what? We got like 3-4 more games. And we gonna be the playoffs looking for back to back. I mean, who gonna stop us from that? I'm out. Have a good night, folks.